Teacher Talking Sports, what it does, what it do, how we live in. We are just 1 week away from the NFL regular season kicking off Thursday night football. So this season, I decided each and every week I'll make my picks against the spread. I used to do this as a kid quite often. My dad's job had work pools, so he got myself and my brother involved, and I did very well as a kid. Won some money, which, especially as a kid before working age, made me very happy. So let's see how I do as an adult now with a working job. I'll probably do these each week, the Tuesday or Wednesday before Thursday night football, but today's my last day of summer break, so I figured why not do week one today? I'll keep track of my record throughout this season. I could either brag about how good I'm doing, or you guys can laugh at me in the chat how pathetic I'm doing. But this is via printyourbrackets.com. That's where I got the spreads from, and they seem to be fairly accurate looking at DraftKings Sportsbook. I went with a lot of road teams. Actually, 10 of my 16 picks are road teams. A lot of tough spreads. And of course, week one is challenging because we don't have any evidence of how their regular seasons are going. Thursday night football, I'm going with the Chiefs -6.5 against Detroit. Although this one is challenging because we don't know if Chris Jones is going to be there for the Chiefs. Would make life a lot easier for Jared Goff if Jones is not playing. Bryce Young's debut at Atlanta. That's a tough game to pick. I expect the NFC South to be the worst division in the NFL, but I expect it to be at least a close game. This one was a very hard one to pick because I am high on Cleveland. I'm not sure whether they're going to make the playoffs, but I definitely believe a 9-8 or 10-7 record is in the cards for them in what is a very good AFC North. Joe Burrow looking like he'll play, but we don't know if he's going to be 100%. Watson did not perform well last season, but I'm expecting him to improve this year. Added Elijah Moore as well to his pass catching crew. Jacksonville at Indianapolis. Who knows? Maybe Anthony Richardson could go off 150 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. But I'm expecting some early issues for Richardson and Trevor Lawrence. I've said in previous videos, I expect him to be a dark horse MVP candidate, maybe on the outside edges of the MVP race. So I think Jacksonville covers there. Tampa Bay at Minnesota. I thought long and hard about Tampa Bay, but Minnesota, I think too much offensive firepower for Tampa. Baker Mayfield really wasn't a good quarterback last season. Vikings win by at least a touchdown and an extra point. This one was a challenging one as well because I am expecting the Saints to win the NFC South, but I've always been so high on Mike Vrabel. Say what you want about Ryan Tannehill, but they're definitely a better team with him in there. And, Derrick Henry should get going. I don't know if Tennessee wins, but they cover that 3.5 point spread. Another tough game because you can never count out Mike Tomlin teams. San Francisco, Brock Purdy looks to be fully ready for week one. Too much star power on San Francisco. They win by at least a field goal. Arizona at Washington. We still don't know who Arizona's week one quarterback will be. Widely was assumed it was going to be Colt McCoy. That is not the case. Maybe Joshua Dobbs. That's who I'm guessing. Washington, great defense, will put a ton of pressure on Dobbs. While I'm not super high on Sam Howell, I think they easily win that game. I mentioned that Baltimore's my pick in Survivor for week one. I did a video on that if you want to check it out a few days back. It'll be CJ Stroud's NFL debut. Very high on Baltimore this season. I've said I think Lamar Jackson has the second best season of his career, only behind his MVP season. They cover that 9.5 point spread. Green Bay at Chicago, a tough game because honestly, nobody fully knows what to expect out of Jordan Love. So will be interesting. They've had a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback for over 2 decades. Jordan Love really, the first time he's the full-time starter. Christian Watson gives them a good target, but their wide receiving core is so super young. Chicago should be improved. Fields got his number one, DJ Moore. But I'm going to go Green Bay to win that week 1 game. Las Vegas at Denver, probably the 2 bottom feeders in the AFC West. I expect Russell Wilson to be a little better, but Jimmy G, I mean, let's be honest, he wins the majority of his starts. Not saying Las Vegas wins, but Josh Jacobs is ready for week 1. Still got Devontae Adams. I'll go Las Vegas. Philadelphia at New England. Philly fared by 4.5. Definitely expecting New England to finish last in the AFC East. I'm really not a believer in Mac Jones. Jalen Hurts has a great game. They win by at least a touchdown. This might have been the hardest game to pick. Miami at the Chargers. We found out just not too long ago that Tyreek Hill will not be suspended to start the season. So Miami's got their full crew in. Yes, Jeff Wilson was placed on our IR, but they still have Raheem Mostert. I'll pick Miami to win outright in a very close game. Another tough game to pick. LA Rams at Seattle. I think at least to start this season, the Rams will be better than people expect. I mean, their defense is super young outside of Aaron Donald, but they still got Donald, Kupp, and Matthew Stafford. Cam Akers ran the heck out of the ball to end the season, but Seattle is loaded. Let's see if Geno Smith can repeat this season from last. I'm a Giants fan, and as you see, I have Dallas checked off. I hate doing that, but I just don't have faith in the Giants against the Cowboys or the Eagles. They went 0-5 combined against them last season. Dallas should be a good regular season team again. Let's see what happens once they get to the postseason. And Monday Night Football, Aaron Rodgers' Jets debut. I'm picking the Bills to win the game in what could be a quarterback shootout. I'll give Josh Allen the slight edge over Aaron Rodgers. Let's see what Stephon Diggs can do if Sauce Gardner will shadow him throughout the game. But those are my week 1 picks against the spread. Let's hope I start off the season well, so when I do it in week 2, you don't see like a 3-13 record and be like, man, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you agree, disagree with. If you have a best bet, who would be your best bet out of all those games? Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.